Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to do some comparing. So we have to do a little bit of review of the things that we've learned about the metric system and those different units. So I'm going to write a few things down as reminders for our notes. As I start writing, you'll start remembering these things. It's good practice to write this down with me. So if you need to grab something, pause and go grab something. Let's do this. So first I have a, oops, yeah, I'm doing the wrong thing. I wrote milliliter, we're doing millimeter, because we're talking about length, distance. Remember, millimeter is really tiny. We would use it to measure like the eraser of our pencil, which I don't have an eraser anymore. I made too many mistakes. But it's really teeny tiny. When I say that, I don't mean a millimeter is the width of your eraser. I mean, that's what we would use to measure it. It's really small. I'm just gonna write millimeter up there. I'm gonna leave it right there. The next one we did was centimeter. And remember, a centimeter is about the width of our finger. If we look at our fingernail, that's what it is. So I'm gonna write fingernail, which is a weird thing to write. Next we have meter. When we talked about a meter, it's about the length up to our doorknob on a door, right? Similar to a yard, when we talked about yard, that's what a meter is. So up to doorknob. And these are just notes. These are just notes to help us remember the things that we've done in the past. And then the last one we're going to talk about is kilometer or kilometer. And a kilometer we use to measure distance. So it was 2 kilometers for me to drive to the store. I ran 4 kilometers today, right? It's a distance like we would use for miles. It's not quite as far as miles though. And then down here, I'm gonna write, let's see, 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. So millimeters are really small. If 1 centimeter, is the width of our fingernail, and millimeter, there would be 10 millimeters in there. They're really teeny tiny. And then I have, we'll do meter. 1 meter is 100 centimeters, right? So if I took that width of like up to the doorknob, I would have 100 fingers in there. And then the last one, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So we would have to take 1,000 of that width up to a doorknob to get a kilometer. And that's just going to be our key to help us. Next we're going to do volume. So remember now we have milliliters. I'm just gonna write milliliter. And remember milliliter, we had the little, like a dropper, and we took a few drops. That's what milliliter is. Few drops. 1 milliliter is just a few drops from that little eyedropper thing. And then a liter, remember a liter, not quite as big as a 2-liter bottle of soda, but we drew a Gatorade. And then our little key for this is going to be 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. And for milliliter, we write M and a capital L. So that's going to be our key to help us. And then the last one is mass. Remember, mass means weight. Alright, so we had a gram, which we said was like a small, like a paper clip. And then I had a kilogram, which remember we said that's about as heavy as a dictionary. Right? And then again, to help us, we're going to do 1 kg, kilogram, equals 1,000 grams. So you would need 1,000 paper clips for it to weigh the same as a dictionary. About, right? There are different size dictionaries, there are different size paper clips. But just an estimate to give you an idea of how heavy or how light something is. So what you're going to do today is just some comparing. And there's no quiz on Khan Academy for it because Khan Academy doesn't have a quiz for it. So you're going to do something a little different. But let's do a few examples. Let's do 4 liters, and we're gonna greater than, less than, or equal to. 4 liters or 4,500 milliliters. Okay, excuse me, cat. So let's look up here. 4 liters or 4,500 milliliters. What do you think the answer is? He doesn't know. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. I have 4 liters. So that means 4 liters is the same as 4,000 milliliters. So 4,500 would be more. So 4,500 is more than 4 liters, right? We just have to use our key to help us determine which one's more. Let's do another one. Hi, can I help you? I'm trying to teach a class. Let's do 1 kilometer. Excuse me. 999 meters. 1 kilometer, 999 meters. Kilometer is length, right? So let's look. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. Is that 1,000? No, it's less than 1,000. So that means 1 kilometer is bigger. It's gonna take a little bit of practice. I wish we were together to do a lot of examples. I'm just gonna do 2 more. Let's see. Let's do a mass one. 2 kg, that's kilograms. Okay, so I have 2 dictionaries. 1,500 grams. So remember, 2 dictionaries, I can imagine that. 1,500 paper clips, I can't really picture how much that weighs. But I know that 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So if this is 2 kilograms, that'd be the same as 2,000 grams. So this is less than 2,000 grams. That means 2 kilograms is bigger. I think he needs attention right now. Say hi. Alright. Let's do another example. Don't, you're gonna knock my camera over. Okay, 200 centimeters. No. Watch it go away. Come here. Or 3 meters. Okay. So this is a little harder. Okay, so, well, 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Hi. I have 3 meters. So if each one is 100, then I should have 300. 3 meters would be the same as 300 centimeters. But I only have 200. So 3 meters is more. Right? It's just about using our key, which hopefully you wrote down yourself, or don't, or I will take a picture of this, but again, it's better when you write things down. You remember it more when you're writing it down yourself. So here's how math is going to go. I'm going to write down 2 problems, just 2, where you have to compare. Since there's no quiz, you are going to do them. You can do it on a Post-it, you can do it on a whiteboard, you can do it on a paper. I don't know. What else can you write on? Go outside and do it on your sidewalk in chalk. But you're going to do 2 problems and you're going to send me your answers. So here are your 2 problems. Getting fur everywhere. Okay. And I'll take a picture of these if I'm in the way or Vontae's in the way. What are you doing? Look at that. Alright, let's do this. 3,000 meters and 2 kilometers, okay? Which one's bigger? Greater than, less than, equal to. And then let's do 3 liters and 3,000 milliliters. Greater than, less than, or equal to. So you're going to do those 2 problems and you're going to send me the answers. So it's just kind of review on the things that we've done with the metric system. Don't stop it. And then that's all you're doing for math. You are driving me crazy. Okay, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Okay, so we have restart. We're on chapter 23. And we're back to this perspective of Chase Ambrose. And he's kind of in a crisis right now. He's really torn. He's kind of hated by a lot of people that he doesn't want to be hated by. He's being thrown under the bus by people who are supposed to be his friends that are seeming to be his enemies at this point. So he's going through a lot internally. So I'm curious to see what happens next. The question I want you to have in your mind, Chase is going to say something about escaping himself. And I just want you to think about what that means. He says, I won't be able to escape myself. Just kind of think about what that means to you. Chapter 23, Chase Ambrose. At football practice, when everybody else is laboring under a ton of equipment and you're breezing through the drills in shorts and a t-shirt, you're not the most popular guy on the field. All around me, the gridiron resounds with crunching tackles, oofs, and grunts of pain. But I'm immune to that. No contact for the first week of my comeback. Middle school rules. So everyone else is in helmets and pads and everything, and he's just in shorts and a shirt. Okay. My teammates managed to see to it that I suffered just the same. Around the Gatorade bucket, no drink in my hand makes it as far as my mouth. It's pretty clear that the other players have determined that I'm not going to get so much as a sip as long as my special treatment holds up. Every time I've got a full cup, someone manages to jostle my elbow until the contents spill down my leg and into my cleats. It's been going on for 3 days now. I'm borderline dehydrated, and when I walk, my wet pants create squishing noises. "Hey, Pink," Coach Davenport calls, referring to the fruit punch color of my lower body. "Get out there and catch some passes." I have no memory of what practice is supposed to be like, but I don't complain about the treatment and focus on doing my job. I guess playing football is like riding a bicycle. You never really forget how. I run hard, and after a couple of days, the cuts and jukes come back to me. More muscle memory. I make a few good grabs, and I can feel the guys' attitudes thawing a little. "Nice catch, Captain," Landon tells me with a slap where my shoulder pad would be if I was wearing one. I guess I'm still the captain. I didn't forfeit that by having amnesia. Yeah, good to have you back, adds Joey in a tone that almost could be interpreted as friendly. I try to turn this development to my advantage. Can I have a drink now? He laughs. Bathrooms in the field house, newbie. I hadn't thought of that. Pretty soon I'm in there, bent over the sink, guzzling water from the tap. It's better than drinking out of the toilet, which is probably what Joey had in mind. It takes a while, but Landon finally explains that this is a standard procedure for anyone who's on non-contact. As soon as I'm getting tackled like everybody else, my Gatorade privileges will be restored. Football. Here's a surprise. I like it. That means everything didn't change when I fell on my head. It proves that you can be an athlete and a video club kid at the same time. Not in my case, obviously. Video club invited me to get lost, but it's possible to be both. I have no idea why more people don't do it. Maybe it's because the jocks will never find out if they enjoy doing something artsy because they'll never try it. And the art kids feel the same way about sports. In spite of everything that happened, I'm getting the hang of most of the Hurricanes. They're a rowdy crew, and sometimes the physical nature of the game spills over into the way they treat others, which is definitely not right. But they're giving me a chance, which is more than I can say for Video Club these days. I'm starting to see how I could have been friends with the players, with two exceptions. Aaron and Bear finally have what they wanted. My name is Mud with my new friends, and I'm back on the team. But if they expect us to be the Three Musketeers again, they can forget it. They couldn't stand to see me making a life for myself that didn't include them, so they wrecked it for me. And in the process, they managed to retarget poor Joel, who hasn't even been home for 2 weeks yet. And that's not including the way they treat the residents at Portland Street. But the last straw was when they cornered me, so I had no choice but to lie to Dr. Fitzwallace to protect the three of us. Aaron's always lecturing me about friendship. He doesn't know the meaning of the word. I don't talk to them. I don't stretch next to them. In the locker room, I sit so far away from them that I'm practically out in the hall. When we're on the practice field for the same drill, they get no chatter from me, not even any eye contact. The other Hurricanes have started to notice, but they think it's funny. Aaron and Bear don't. And how much do I care about hurting their delicate feelings? Well, you could fit that inside the nucleus of a carbon atom. On Friday, Coach Davenport runs us through a quick workout. The Hurricanes have a night game tomorrow, and he wants everybody fresh but sharp. Since I won't be playing, he keeps me out on the field while the others clatter into the locker room. 10 laps, Pink, he calls, no dogging it. The others are laughing at me and calling out mock encouragement, their revenge for my week of no pads. To show off, I kick into high gear and sprint down the sideline. One thing that's come out of this first week of practice, I've gotten really fast. None of my teammates are very impressed because apparently I was always this fast, but it's news to me, and these days I need something to make me feel good about myself. When the tackle comes, it's a complete shock. 1 second, I'm running free, and the next, a big body hits me just below the knees, knocking my legs out from under me and sending me hurtling forward. I must somersault because I see a quick panorama of sky and grass. The earth comes up to clobber me. I think I eat some of it. Gasping, I roll over. A helmeted figure is blocking out the sun. Number 57. Bear. Aaron stands beside him, applauding. How's that for non-contact? Bear spits. I don't answer. I can't. The wind is totally knocked out of me. I just lie there wheezing. Oops, he goes on, fake apologetic. I think that might have been contact. So confusing with you lately, Ambrose. You're a friend, you're an enemy, you're a teammate, you're a video dork, you got amnesia. He grabs me by the fabric of my t-shirt and hauls me to my feet. Or maybe you remember more than you let on. I've got no pads on. I choke, finding breath at last. You want to kill me? It could happen, you know, and you'd get more than just community service for that. We had to get your attention, man, Aaron informs me solemnly. You've barely said a word to us all week. Don't worry, we won't harm a hair on your little head, Bear adds. Not until we get square. Get square? I don't know if I've ever been so mad. Aren't we square yet? All my friends hate my guts because they think I set up what happened in the band room. Aaron grins. It wasn't too hard to convince them either. I guess we're not the only ones who figured out that the new Chase is a phony. What are you talking about? I sputter. You never had amnesia, Barrett accuses harshly. You faked the whole thing. Are you crazy? I demand. What's so fantastic about forgetting your whole life that anybody would fake it? I didn't even know my own mother. Well, for one thing, Bear returns readily, you can act like you have no clue what you owe us. I owe you nothing. The fact that I used to be friends with you makes me sick. If you think you can push me around the way you do everybody else, think again. There's still enough of the old Chase left to take you on. You're lucky I don't go straight to the cops and rat you out for swiping Mr. Solway's medal. They stare at me in surprise. I can feel the advantage shifting to me, so I don't let up. Yeah, geniuses, I figured that out by watching you prowling the halls of Portland Street, taking advantage of the people you're supposed to be helping. Give me credit for having the brains to see who's sleazy enough to steal from a war hero who's too frail to look after his stuff. Bear is still staring, but slow understanding is drawing on Aaron. You really do have amnesia, he tells me. Yeah, so? So you don't remember. We didn't jack that medal. You did. Rage floods through me, and I rear back my fist to take a swing at him. Before I can act, though, the memory flashes in my brain. The triangular case on the dresser, flipped open to reveal the gleaming 5-pointed Medal of Honor at the end of its blue star-spangled ribbon, a hand reaching down for it. My hand. I'm totally appalled, yet it makes perfect sense. Aaron and Bear are the worst people I know, but they weren't always a twosome. They had a ringleader, Chase Ambrose, and in those days, if they were low, he was lower. Even before the memory returned, I should have known I did it. Bear's words break into my horrified thoughts. That's right, Boy Scout. This one's on you. You didn't even wait until the old Dumbledore was out of the room. As soon as his back was turned, you snatched it and tossed the case in the closet. It's worth big money, and you owe us our share. 3-way split, that was our deal, Aaron confirms. If we were sentenced to the Graybeard Motel, at least we were going to get something out of it. I don't have it. Bear's brow darkens. Don't lie, man. I saw you jam it in your pocket and walk out of the building. No, I all but whisper. I mean, I might have it, but I don't know what I did with it. And if I do find it, it's going back to Mr. Solway. Maybe I used to be a crook, but I'm not one anymore. Aaron steps forward. Fine, you're better than us now. You're a saint. But when you took that medal, that was the old you and the old rules, so it belongs to all three of us. You can't do anything without our okay, and we don't give it. He looks totally serious, like a lawyer reading a contract. You make a move without us, you'll regret it, Bear adds, threatening me. I regret I ever met you guys, I shout, hoarse with emotion. I wheel away from them and flee for home, not even stopping in the locker room to shower and change. I have to put as much distance as possible between myself and those two. As I run, hot tears of shame are streaming down my face. Since my accident, I've heard a lot about the person I used to be. Never did I imagine this. I sprint harder, accelerating onto the sidewalk, outpacing even the most intense drills from practice. It's no problem escaping Aaron and Bear, but I'll never be able to get away from myself. So he just found out that he's the one who took the medal from Mr. Solway, and he has no idea where it is. So that's kind of what I mean. He can run away from Aaron and Bear, and he can't escape himself. What do you think that means?